I think the word I heard a lot was stickiness. How sticky is this going to be?
Yep.
Because no one really understood how long COVID would prolong, but I think no one really could forecast because of that, the change in consumer behavior, right? Like I could tell you, in my household, probably count on two hands in 3 years, the number of times we've been back in a grocery store to buy groceries, right? So when you think about it today, and I think about like how do we go to market and shop, it's fundamentally changed the consumer landscape of how they think about shopping, right? And what's interesting to me is you hear in news publications and other places, oh, digital sales are slowing, things are reverting back to normal. But the reality is people are using digital to help complete their full picture of shopping, right? They're creating lists, they're researching in store, they're doing all those things. So going back to your original question in terms of like, what was the sentiment from the executive committee? It kept getting back to stickiness. And then it was, hey, as we look at what's selling, what does that mix differential look like? Are there any like, P&L implications to that? What are we doing to invest in retail or media? Well, here's how we look at it today. Okay, well, how are we going to think about that in the broader media mix? So it opened a lot of doors to things that we were kind of pushing on, couldn't quite get through, but with the right level of push and support, really, created a dialogue that was important to keep that evolution going.
Would it be fair to say that, this whole experience with the COVID spikes, et cetera, really sort of was like an accelerant into merging and looking at taking those shopper marketing, digital media, traditional media functions and making them kind of make those silos sort of fall apart?
100%. I mean, if you look at the purchase funnel within media, whether you're talking about awareness, consideration, or conversion, you had instances where some teams were executing on Amazon, display activity that was duplicative to what we were doing in display and other media channels. Same thing in shopper marketing. They may have decided to invest in a digital solution or a digital execution that was also, from an audience perspective, targeting something that my team was also doing. So when you took a look back and you said, hey, like there's a real efficiency and effectiveness play here. What do we need to do to make it happen? You start evaluating, process, budgets, agencies, you do it all. And it's a big, it's a big step to take, but it's a really important one because as I look back now, we're doing some great things agilely within media that we wouldn't have been doing 2 years ago without, having that openness and consideration to look at things a lot different.